And welcome back to the Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. And welcome to this very special episode, where we're going to reveal all the nominations for this year's edition of the Spoilerawards. I'll add some sort of music here, probably. I don't know. Oh, by the way, my name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host Rebecca.
Hello!
Hello! This is our second annual edition of the Spoilerawards, where we nominate all our favorite movies in all our favorite categories. Of course, some of the classics are there, like Best Movie, Best Script, Best Director, Best Actor, Actress, and stuff like that. But we also have Best Movie Moment, we have Best Stunt, and we
have genres.
We nominate movies for each genre, or at least, action, drama, horror, and comedy. Yeah.
Yes. The important ones.
The important ones, yeah. So if it's a sci-fi action movie, we'll put it in action. Yeah, stuff like that. And this is because, the other big one, that always manages to get it wrong.
Yes, and have these weird rules that make it so that some movies cannot get really nominated at all.
Which is just insane, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Get with the times, Academy. Get with the times.
Especially can't be nominated for certain awards just because it happens to be, a
streaming film.
Example.
Or I guess foreign.
Yeah, that's more of
in case there's some exceptions, but usually they can only be nominated for Best Foreign Picture. Sometimes Best Picture. But, this is the Spoilerawards, where we decide who gets to be nominated and who gets to win, even.
Along with some help, suggestions.
Yeah, with some help by you. Our last year, we had polls up on Patreon, patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. But I think we're going to experiment this year and see what happens when we put them out. I'm going to put them on Twitter and on YouTube if you're watching this. So everyone can vote to see how chaotic that gets instead of just our loyal paying audience.
Yes.
Of course, our votes count more.
Double or extra or whatever.
But in the end...
wherever in need.
Yeah, but in the end, you also get to pick who wins. But before we pick who wins this year's Spoilerawards, we have to reveal the nominees. Yes. And I think we're going to do it from bottom to top, right? So we end with Best Movie?
Yes, we'll start with the strangest category.
Yeah, which is worst movie of the year, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And I won't reveal our little our document here. I'll put up one for you to see here probably, but you won't see the actual document because I think we've kind of already picked the winner.
For this one, yes, specifically. Yeah. The other ones, no.
You of course you still get to vote.
We could be swayed by the votes.
Of course.
This is our vote.
Yeah. So without further ado,
in no specific order.
The nominees for Worst Movie of the Year 2023 then is Children of the Corn, the remake, which was made in 2021 and didn't come out until 2023. Number 2, Caviar. Yes, you've never heard of it because it's that bad.
Oh.
Number 3, Cocaine Bear. Need I remind you of Cocaine Bear?
Not really.
Yeah. 4, The Best Man, which was the worst action movie of the year.
Yeah, and again, I don't think a lot of people heard of it.
I don't know. And of course, the biggest mainstream flop this year, The Nun 2. God dang.
Yes.
All of these movies definitely deserve to be, are among the worst of 2023. But one of them will have to, come out on top. We'll see in a few weeks.
Yes.
But then we have some of the more fun categories. So we're gonna go to Best Movie Moment, which is kind of wishy-washy, floaty. It's just that moment where you go, oh my god, or
that one moment that sticks with you.
Yeah.
Even after you leave the theater, even maybe months later, when you think of that movie, you're going to think of that specific moment.
Yeah. I think the big one for most people this year, if I'm going to think,
Assume,
or speculate what people will remember, I would say, which is also our first nomination, is, of course, the first nuclear bomb test from Oppenheimer.
Yes.
When they drop the bomb, everything goes quiet, and then it just goes whoosh. I mean, I remember it in the cinema as almost like being knocked out of my seat for real. It's insane.
You could almost feel the pressure.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have, and it's a little hard with the names here, so I guess I have to explain it. We have, number 2 is Black Rain from Godzilla -1, which is, of course, if you've seen it, it's the end of the first major attack, the Ginza attack, where our protagonist looks up at Godzilla as the mushroom cloud covers the sun, and then ash starts raining down on the streets. It's after ash mixed with rain.
Yeah. It's after, when the city's basically
destroyed and
the love interest has shoved our hero to safety.
Don't spoil too much.
Well, that one.
Yeah, and he turns around and he looks up at Godzilla and he just screams out all his anger and sadness as the black rain falls upon him. Insane.
Magical.
Yeah, definitely. Then number 3 is the London Symphonic Orchestra one take from Maestro.
Yes.
Probably the most Oscar bait movie I've watched this year, but you can't deny that scene is amazing, the way they put it together. It is so full of emotions, especially where it takes place in the movie. So it's not just technically amazing, it is emotionally fulfilling as well. And if there's one scene that I think people are gonna say oh, that's why Bradley Cooper should be nominated or win. I think he is nominated. Say it's that scene. He pulls it off.
Yes.
And then our 4th nomination. Huh?
Yeah, 4th.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a little different. It's basically every action set piece in John Wick 4. So the Osaka Continental. The Champs-Élysées
German party.
The German party, the stairs up to Sacré-Cœur, all of those really. We couldn't really pick one. No. So yeah,
if you saw last year's Spoilerawards,
yeah,
you know what we mean when sometimes you can't just choose.
Yeah, you just gotta say, well, basically every scene in the movie.
And then number 5.
Yeah.
Is The Goodbye from Past Lives.
Yes. A movie that I maybe didn't gel with as much as other. I liked it. I didn't think it was that good. It's grown on me, definitely.
Yes.
But even then, when we were sitting and watching it in the cinema, and I was like, yeah, this is okay. And that scene happened, I was like, oh, damn.
Shit.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. And if you've seen it, it's towards the end, so we don't want to say too much.
Yeah, but it's packing in so many emotions in just silence, really.
Yeah, and it's very relatable.
It's very relatable.
It's very relatable. It's so well made. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have the best stunt category, where we really only have 3 nominations, because this year we didn't have that many amazing action movies.
No, and it's a little bit difficult also to nominate, because stunts, we're kind of picky, I guess. They need to be proper stunts, more or less.
Not just an action scene. It needs to be a cool stunt.
Yeah. Of course, it is often an action scene,
Yes, of course.
But it needs to be a little bit special, a little bit more than just
stick out.
A random fight scene.
Exactly. Do you want to do this one?
Yes. So the nominations, in no particular order, are The Stairs from John Wick 4.
And I guess this particular stunt is, it's the whole scene really, but when he falls down, the entire set of stairs.
It's the setback, so to speak.
Oh.
But it's also, going up it twice.
Yes, of course.
Because the actual fighting is very well choreographed.
Yeah.
In that. And then we have...
Nah, it's okay. Nah.
Then we have the motorcycle base jump from Mission Impossible...
Dead Reckoning,
whatever the full title
Part 1.
is. Yeah.
One of the worst titles of all time. It's like 2 colons.
Yeah.
But that base jump, we saw it all in the trailers, and we saw it, it was the big, behind the scenes thing we saw on YouTube. Which I gotta say, it lost a little bit of its like wow factor when you actually then saw it in the movie. But you can't deny that the fact that he actually jumped off a mountain on a motorbike and then parachuted down is just insane.
There's something wrong with that man.
Yes.
But he gets it right when he does shit like that.
Yes.
And then we have the third nominee is the drug lab fight scene from Ballerina, the Netflix movie?
Yeah, Korean Netflix action drama.
Yes. I think it came out earlier this year. Or last year, technically.
Last year, yeah. Where
our protagonist fights off like 20 to 30 men in a drug lab full of marijuana.
Yeah. And like she has one gun which immediately runs out of ammo.
Yep.
So he has to get very
like
creative.
2 shots.
Yeah. Very good. Very entertaining.
That was best stunt.
That was the best stunt.
It's a bit short, but
yeah.
yes.
Oh, also, I just want to say, when we put this out as polls on YouTube and Twitter, if you want to add something, there's always going to be like an other, and then leave a comment section.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Maybe we missed something.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up
is Best Actress.
Yes.
Where we have 6 nominations.
Yes,
and
we do.
in no particular order then, we have Lily Gladstone as Molly Burkhart from Killer to the Flower Moon. I mean, it goes without saying, I think. She's so
Amazing
good in that movie. Yeah. There's nothing really else to say. I mean, it's just so good.
I mean, so all of them, really.
Yeah, of course. But her specifically is so understated.
Yes.
Which I think is very cool when you manage to pull that off. To put so much emotions into your character without doing like the big cry scene or the big "I'm so angry at you," even though those scenes can be amazing.
No outbursts.
Exactly. Yeah. But she does so much with her eyes. It's like Tom Hardy in Batman, Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
Sorry. Then we have Julianne Moore as Gracie in May December.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one yet?
I did.
She is nuts in that movie.
Yes.
We are going to discuss it as more on this week's Patreon episode.
Yes, we'll go into depth in certain movies that maybe we haven't talked about properly. We might even discuss specific nominations just because.
Because I gotta say, I don't know if this is like a hot take or a kind of weird opinion. I would say she's like one of the greatest villains of this year or last year.
No, that's pretty accurate, at least for human villains, I guess.
yeah, exactly.
Because we do have one really cool villain in general this year, but
sure, yeah, of course.
Next up is
Masha Hijazi, I think you say, who plays Ladan in World War III. The mute prostitute who joins our protagonist on the film set.
Right. I almost mixed her up with one of the other actresses that I actually liked a lot, but
I think I know.
She's unfortunately not nominated this year.
No. But I think she, especially having to work with no voice, I think she conveyed so much emotions in that movie.
She did such a great job.
Yeah. Great movie. It's one of those, like, this year I didn't watch too many, like, obscure movies, but I did catch this one for some reason, and it's one I would wholeheartedly recommend.
This is one of those movies that we need to talk more about
in the
Patreon episode.
We will. But before that, we have 3 more nominations. Number 4 is Greta Lee as Nora in Past Lives.
Past Lives, yes.
Once again, great performance, but I think it really comes together in that scene, the goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah, where you're like, oh shit, I get it now. It's one of those, you know. Great performance, and even as we're talking about it, like, it's actually a really good movie.
I need to rewatch it. I
need to rewatch it too. Yeah,
even though we talked about it was a while ago now.
Yeah, it was this summer.
Still, it's still in the back of my head somehow.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it until now. I'm like, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
which I think
it's one of those movies that need to sink in properly, and you need to talk about it like we did. So I mean, shameless plug here. Check out the episode on Past Lives.
Yeah, exactly. Actually. It's available everywhere. Then we have Sakura Ando as Sumiko Ota in Godzilla -1, the neighbor. Yeah.
Neighbor lady.
Who has an amazing arc from hating our protagonist to loving him and his family. And always being there in the background, you know.
Yeah, she has the most interesting story arc of all of the characters, really, to be fair. The most obvious development.
Yes.
And Sakura Ando did a great job for. I mean, she's more memorable almost than the main female lead.
Yeah,
a little harsh, maybe.
Yeah, everyone was good in that, but she sticks out. Yeah, she sticks out. Definitely.
And that is honestly just because of the actress, I'd say. She did such a great job.
A great performance in, what some would, consider like a smaller role, because she kind of disappears in the middle of the movie.
I mean, she is technically a supporting role.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't discern that here.
No.
If you're in the movie for 1 minute or the entire movie, it doesn't matter. If it's a good performance, you're still nominated. And our final nomination, which is that was your ad.
Yes.
I won't contest it, but I don't agree with it. Maybe.
It's a little bit of a dig.
yeah, which I think that makes it more fun.
And also. We needed to pad out the nominations.
Yeah. So the final nomination is Margot Robbie as Barbie in Barbie. Yeah, because the Academy decided to not nominate her, but nominate
America Ferrera instead in supporting.
Ew! She's nominated?
Yes.
I didn't read through the entire thing yet. Oh,
correctly.
God. Okay.
I think the only two people who weren't nominated technically is Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig for their respective roles in the movie making.
Yeah.
But so yes, this I mean, Margot Robbie did a good job considering the iconic role she is playing that has never been portrayed in that sense.
Yeah.
But it is mainly a dig at the Oscars.
Yes.
Because I mean, everyone's mad at it.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in the Patreon episode. God damn, we're going to mention Patreon a lot today.
And here's where we're going to do some edits, because I just remembered we did not nominate Ryan Gosling for Ken, which I think should be nominated.
Well, I don't know if we edit or if this is just whatever. But next up is Best Actor.
Next up is Best Actor. Why don't you do that one?
Yes, so again, in no particular order, we have I'm gonna butcher names. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, as
Oppenheimer in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like with Lily Gladstone there. There's nothing to say. Like, it is an amazing performance.
You might understand how we nominated these people, because we haven't changed the order of when we figured out which one we want to nominate.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't know what to say for the first ones, because goddamn, they're so good.
Yeah,
doesn't mean they win, though, but
Don't know. I have some. I haven't. I mean, these are just. They're not just nominations I put there. Like, I know which one is going to win, but I need to have some. No. For me, it's basically any of these. Maybe not the last one, but still.
Yes. Number 2.
Yes.
To continue.
Yes.
Is Kiefer Sutherland as Queeg.
Major Queeg. Yeah.
Major Queeg in.
Yeah.
Court Martial. What the heck is the title of that movie?
The Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
That's the one. Too long to remember.
Amazing movie. It'll be nominated some more later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we have Kyle Gallner as Benson in The Passenger.
Yes. Kyle Gallner.
Crazy.
Oh, yes. He's
an actor that we don't see enough of.
No, he's one of those like steady working actor that but that consistently pulls off great performances in sometimes trashy movies.
When he gets specific roles.
Yeah.
Something a bit bigger than maybe
he was a cop in Smile. Yeah.
Yeah, and like a boyfriend in Scream.
Yeah, he was like in 2 scenes. He's good, but I mean, he needs a little bit more.
There's not enough.
Yeah. So here, as basically the lead, he is chef's kiss.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then
we have
say it.
Kuranosuke Sasaki.
Yeah.
As Joji or Skipper.
Akitsu.
From I was about to say Gojira. Godzilla -1.
Gojira -1.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my favorite performance in the movie. Once again, it's a supporting role, but he's such a force in the movie, especially the scenes between him and the main character, which I don't remember the name of now.
No, too many characters.
Yeah, yes, but an amazing performance.
Indeed.
Yeah. Indeed. And then
next up is what?
No, I was gonna take over, but it's your category. Sorry.
It's Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix as Beau in Beau is Afraid.
Yeah. Also one of those... You didn't watch it, right?
No, that is one of the movies I didn't have time to watch.
Yeah, because it's 3 fucking hours long.
Yes.
Still...
It's one of those movies I feel like you need to focus on. You can't really have it on in the background kind of thing. No. Despite, having not an entire year to watch it, but it takes some time.
Oh, yeah. And even if you have it on in the background, it's one of those movies where you're like, if you're working, you're just going to stop working like, what?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. But he pulls off an amazing performance in that movie, which he always does. But I said this is up there with some of his best performances, actually. And then
last, but not least, we have Nicolas Cage as Count Dracula in Renfield.
Yeah. A movie that people didn't like for some reason.
Yeah. And
I thought it was perfectly, passable, entertainment. It was fun. Yes. It was witty. It was full of gore. Nicolas Cage is
fantastic.
Legitimately fantastic in that movie.
I mean, if the movie is just run of the mill kind of, average, he is elite. I don't know how else to explain it.
I find it so fascinating that more people haven't talked about his performance in that movie. Not only is it great in terms of being a really scary villain, but also kind of funny because it's a comedy.
Yeah,
but also the fact that it's one of those parts where no one could have done it the way he does it. It has that
and no
Rage Cage thing. No one could have done it better. Yeah, it is.
It is made for him.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Yes. And then I guess maybe then an extra. Ryan Gosling as Ken? Maybe. We're not sure yet. We'll see what the audience says.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sold, even though he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's
just
nomination
the best part of a meh movie. I don't know. Yeah. So we'll leave him out for now.
Yes.
Yeah. So next category.
Next up is best screenplay.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yes. Of course, then in no particular order, we have best screenplay Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, which is one of the first screenplays written in first-person perspective, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just actually, it's from what I understand. I haven't read it. I've only read parts of it that's online. But
and of course, you watched the movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's it has all of Oppenheimer's inner monologue is on the page, but it's not in the movie. It's instead plays out in Cillian Murphy's face, which is very interesting to give your character that much motivation and things to think about that it's not actually on the screen except for in his face.
Yeah.
Interesting way of writing. That's why it's nominated.
Yes.
Next up is Takashi Yamazaki for Godzilla -1. Which is, it's run of the mill. It's pretty standard when it comes to action drama really.
Yeah.
But it is undeniably emotionally gut wrenching. I don't know about you. I cried throughout the movie the first time I watched it. Not the second time. Then I only cried sometimes. But I don't think I
actually physically cried, but it definitely hit me.
Oh yeah,
and the symbolism behind it all, and that you can it's there, but it's not in your face.
Yeah, it is so good.
It's subtle, but right there anyway.
Yeah,
it's hard to do that
and
without being
the complexities.
On the nose.
Yeah, the complexities of the main character being a suicide pilot who survives. And just having to carry that way. Oh my god.
Honestly, the complexity of most of those characters.
Yes, of course, yes. Fucking Godzilla is complex in that movie.
Yes, exactly.
Then number 3 is William Friedkin for The Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
Yes.
And here it is it's just dialogue. It is just people in a room talking, but the dialogue is amazing.
It's a very fascinating concept. It's usually a pretty boring concept to make a movie out of.
Yes.
But William Friedkin nailed it.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, this is getting boring.
I know, yeah.
But I didn't realize, all of a sudden, 2 hours had passed, and I was like, holy shit.
And you come to that ending where you're just like, oh, shit. Yeah. And that is almost like movie moment, the final speech from Queeg.
Maybe we'll add it.
Maybe.
Just for, we can have more nominations in that category. We didn't have enough, did we?
I don't know, yeah. And then number 4, I'm doing this the right way now. For May-December, Sammy Birch and Alex Mechanic, which is a cool name.
Yes.
Once again, writing complex characters. Gracie in that movie is just scary, fascinating.
Yeah.
And the fact that they managed to craft like a proper melodrama. Like it's a serious movie, but it's so silly from time to time. Like it's a movie you laugh at, but at the same, and it's like overly emotional in a funny way, without being like, like you're not laughing at it, you're laughing with it, sort of.
Yeah.
It is. It's cool.
They capture this uncomfortability.
Oh yeah.
That you aren't sure if you should feel at first, but then as time goes by, you're like, shit.
Yeah. And
with the other characters, specifically with Joe, the way his character develops, the way he's so juvenile still.
Yeah, it's almost
because of what happened.
It's almost like, he's in a fugue state because of severe sexual trauma.
Yeah,
it's almost like you can't rape boys.
His child. He got
robbed of his childhood.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you.
Exactly.
And got stuck.
Yeah, it's a great
really
script.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Then number 5, we have The Passenger, written by Jack Stanley. Once again, writing those characters, and it's one of those movies that is just like my kind of movie. I wouldn't maybe call it a literally me movie, but for me specifically, it's literally me. And that's why I nominated it. It's just dark, it's foreboding, it's scary, but it is also kind of sweet.
It's bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah, bittersweet. And honestly, both Jack Stanley and the director really nails it.
Yeah.
But specifically the script, I think, is just so good.
Yeah, the characters, the inner turmoil with both of them.
Yeah.
And how they act out on and how they resolve, I guess.
Similar to Oppenheimer, there is a lot there on the page, but we see it more and the movie we more see it in the back of the characters' minds.
Because I feel like specifically for Benson's character, they wrote down exactly why he does what he does, but we never
get to know. But
it's right there. But
it's right there. Yeah,
not really.
And then the final nomination is Past Lives, written by Celine Song.
Yes.
And once again, the more we talk about it, that makes so much sense.
It is. I believe when we first discussed it, we noted that it's not a perfect movie.
No.
By far. It has many flaws.
Yeah.
And part of it is in the writing. But I believe the story is really the main part, and that is very well written. It's just how she portrayed the story that might be a little bit lacking.
Yeah. We both, but I think me in particular, because I'm a little older.
You more.
Yeah. Didn't really gel with the kind of naivete of the characters. Yes. Even though they're slightly older than me, they felt like they were like a bit juvenile.
Yes, but I think it has to do with the fact that their relationship was started up much younger, and it kind of got stuck. Yeah, they moved on, but not together. So
exactly. So when they meet up, it's almost like they're de-aging. Yeah,
they're back in time.
They're back being 12 years old, which once again adds a lot of complexity and layers to the characters, which I'm only realizing now. So I'm glad you added that one because I didn't.
Yeah, she did do a really good job at that. But specifically for being a first time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because this is her first movie,
which is insane.
Insane.
Yeah. Then we have, that was our nominees for Best Screenplay. Now we're up at Best Director. Do you want to do that one?
Nah, you can go ahead.
Okay. In no particular order, but I guess you can start seeing an order here. We have first Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. And it's for the same reason he should be nominated every year. But I can also see him almost every time being nominated then being snubbed. Because there's always, you can always, like, something's missing. Like,
Yes.
it's like in Interstellar, there's like, it's this amazing technical feat, but something's missing. Same thing with Inception. Same thing with, like,
I think
even Dark Knight, you know.
I think we mentioned that when we talked about Oppenheimer, that there's always something we feel that he can develop. And in the next movie, he kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're always waiting for the next one to be even better.
But I would say...
Which is a curse.
yeah. Yes, I think so. We're also, like, expecting so much from him every time.
Yes.
That's a bit of a curse, too. But I would say that this is, like, his... this is Christopher Nolan's most, like, accomplished feat as a director.
Oh, yeah.
It is just... There are so mmany moments. And how he manages not only to keep it all, like, coherent throughout such a long timeline, but the fact that also that he manages, because like what he does every time in such a straightforward story like this, he still manages to play around with time in it.
Yes. Which was in a way confusing, but he did it well anyways. I mean, you understood it.
Yeah, it comes together in the end because you're not
Yeah.
really following along,
Not
and then
really
there's the black
sure.
and white stuff, and you're like, why are they having a court hearing? And then it's just like, oh, yeah, makes sense now. Yeah,
Ties it up perfectly in the end.
yes. And then number 2 is Takashi Yamazaki for Godzilla -1. Because, yeah, it's just complimenting his amazing script.
Yes.
With so much emotion in every scene. So much, like, unironic, uncynical filmmaking.
Yes.
And a real passion, really. It's a big blockbuster, like it's really a silly popcorn movie,
Yes.
but it's made with such honesty that I haven't seen in a popcorn movie in years.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, kudos.
It's
And the fact that he
yes.
like made or at least partly made most of the special effects himself. Like, come on.
Yes.
What is this, an indie movie? Then, number 3, Ari Aster for Beau is Afraid. It's kind of hard if you haven't seen it.
I mean, I've seen enough of the trailer, and
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But it's such a...
What little you see, you still kind of understand, though. That
Yeah, it's so... It's a visual splendor.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's all these pretty pictures, but also has a very complex and interesting character at the center of it, and it manages to be genuinely hilarious, like laugh out loud funny, almost like tears in your eyes, sad, and at times properly scary. Is such a feat as a director, and to manage to do this all for 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is.
I'm guessing, he captured the complexity of human life.
Yeah. That's an easy way to say it. Yeah. And then we have another one. We don't have to discuss it. It's Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Like, the guy keeps reinventing his own style.
Yeah.
We've talked about it.
At length.
At length. Yeah. Though that it does suffer from being too long. I hate saying
Yes.
it, but beyond that,
It's
the
still
way
a
he directs
fantastic.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a completely new style of directing from him. You do see it here and there, like, here's where the 90s gangster movies comes in.
Yeah.
Here's where the more like sweeping epic stuff from the 2000s come in. But it still managed to be something new that you can clearly tell, though, is a Scorsese movie. Like,
Sure.
exactly, that's a Scorsese movie, even though it's
And I mean,
completely new.
just mentioning the title does make you think of certain parts of the movie, not just one part.
No.
Several parts
Yeah.
of the movie. Which kind of, it's not the entire movie, luckily. Because, again, it's a bit long.
It's been long.
But it sticks with you, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That is all Martin Scorsese.
Oh yeah,
to be
definitely,
fair.
definitely. Number 5 is Wes Anderson for Asteroid City, and that's just like that's also one of the. He's such a visual director.
Yes.
We talked about that in our Patreon episode when we discussed the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is even no, I think Asteroid City is quirkier.
Yes, it is quirkier.
But that one has more like framing and stuff because it all takes place like in hotel rooms and stuff. But what's special with Asteroid City, why I think when we talked about it, I considered it probably my favorite Wes Anderson movie, and I still do, even though I've rewatched some of his other stuff afterwards, is that this is also the time. I mean, he always puts some of his own like personality and his own stories in there.
Yeah.
But this one felt so like painfully personal. Like
yes.
He is no, what's his name?
Main character?
The main character. What's his name?
The dad?
Yeah. But the actor.
Oh, I do not remember.
Oh shit! What's his name? Anyway,
and you know the guy.
You know the guy. Sorry, yeah. Like the scene between him and
Jason Schwartzman.
Thank you, Jason Schwartzman. Yes, the scene between Jason Schwartzman and Johansson. What's her name? Scarlett Johansson. When they, which early in the movie they kind of foresaw it, him putting his hand on the waffle iron. You're like, why is that in there? And it makes total sense in that scene why he does it. So good. I need to rewatch that movie.
Yes.
And then number 6, finally, this is a first in Spoilerawards history. We have a posthumous nomination. Well, we should have mentioned that in the script as well, but
that's true.
William Friedkin for the Kane Mutiny Court Martial. He wrote and directed a movie, and once again, he managed to make a flat TV movie lit like story that takes place in literally one room for 99.9% of the movie be so riveting and pulse pounding that nobody could pull it off. Like you could, once again, it's so different from many of his other movies. You know, we discussed Sorcerer and The Exorcist, and did we discuss To Live and Die in L.A.?
I think so.
Yeah. Very, very different movie this is from those. But you could instantly tell that it has that almost like angry edge that he has sometimes. Yeah. And it's from a guy who like literally died months later, which is kind of scary.
Yes.
So William Friedkin deserves, not just because he died, like genuinely, movie is amazing. So
I mean, I didn't even realize that he had passed away. I kind of forgot about that, to be fair. Because he still lives in my heart, I guess.
Yes, he does.
Moving on. We have Best Comedy.
Yeah.
And again, in no particular order.
Yeah. These are what we can just rattle off.
Yes. We have Asteroid City.
For obvious reasons. Come on.
Obvious reasons. Anyone But You.
Yeah. Which, we watched in 2024, but it is a 2023 release, so. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. We're just late. Then we have Dungeons and Dragons. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do. I remembered it so much that I bought the steel box on 4K Blu-ray because I think that's a genuinely entertaining movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And funny.
Exactly. Yes. Then we have Renfield because, again, come on. We've mentioned so many times.
It's a relationship drama starring Dracula. Or comedy drama, I suppose.
Yes. Comedy drama. Then we have a Netflix. They Cloned Tyrone.
Yeah, which we talked about this.
A little bit.
It kind of went on the radar, but it's an amazing little mystery thriller comedy.
Yeah. A little nugget.
Yeah.
And then, obviously,
Barbie.
Because,
I didn't love it, but you can't deny I laughed my ass off.
Exactly. No. It's still funny.
It's
not... It's lacking in other departments, but it is a funny movie.
Very funny movie. Yes. And then we have Best Action.
Yes.
Should I do that one?
Go for it.
Yes. We, of course, then have, in no particular order, John Wick Chapter 4.
Come on.
Godzilla Minus One, which honestly could be nominated in either action or drama.
Or both?
Or both, yeah. We put it in
But
action.
yeah.
And then Extraction 2, which, once again, not a great movie, but you can't deny the action sequences in that one.
There's
the
so
22-minute
action.
one take where they go from inside a prison basement to a derailed train that's exploding with a helicopter on top.
Yeah.
And then
There's
no.
very much action.
Very much action. And then Dungeons and Dragons, because like I said, that is a genuinely entertaining action comedy.
Yeah.
And then we have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, because it's Mission Impossible, like...
Yeah, you can't deny the action is great.
It's like tradition at this point. Like, they're just gonna... Even though it's not far from my favorite, it still blows your socks off when it comes to the action stuff.
Indeed.
And then, finally, a late edition by you, but I do agree to some extent, Fast X.
It's an honorable mention.
It's an honorable mention, really, yeah.
Can't really deny. I mean,
there are some great sequences.
Action when it comes to the cars, at least.
Yes.
The Rome.
Yeah, the bomb sequence where they have a literal like bomb rolling through Rome. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I realized that Mission Impossible and Fast X have a very similar scenes when it comes to that.
Yeah, I know. And one is very silly and one is very serious.
Yes. But yes. That's best action. Then we have best drama.
Yeah.
In, again, no particular order, we have Killers of the Flower Moon.
Obviously.
We have May, December.
Obviously. All these are pretty obviously.
Yeah. World War III. That, again, a lot of people might not have seen it, but I do urge you to watch it.
That could also, if we had a thriller section, it could almost be in that, because it's kind of dark.
Yeah, specifically towards the end. Number 4, we have The Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
Obviously.
It's drama through and through.
Yeah.
We have Past Lives.
Obviously, yeah.
And last but not least, we have Maestro.
Yeah. We're not going for your bait, Bradley Cooper. But you can't deny that it is good drama.
It is good drama. I mean, I haven't even seen it, and I can understand it's a good drama.
And here we have our last genre nominations is Best Horror, which I gotta say was probably the hardest one to put together. Because there wasn't that much really, really good horror this year.
No.
There was a lot of like
a couple just to pad it out.
Yeah.
I do have my favorite.
Oh yeah, I think
I even, to be fair, kind of would not even nominate one of these, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That you put there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
We'll
get to that in the Patreon episode.
I guess so. Yeah. But the nominations are Cobweb, which you saw today, right?
Yes, I saw it today, just a few hours ago.
Yeah. And then Evil Dead Rise. I
kind of forgot about. But
but I'm like
being reminded of it. It was not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, and it's. I like it because it keeps the splatter genre alive and well.
Exactly.
Which we need more of, especially in cinemas.
Some very good moments.
Oh yeah. And then we have Talk to Me, which I don't want to spoil this, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna win.
I mean, it might have my vote at least.
Yeah. And then we have, after Talk to Me, one of the best movies of the year, we also have The Pope's Exorcist.
Yes. Now, it might not be a great horror film, technically, but it is a pretty good movie, and it happens to be a horror film.
Yeah. And it isn't nominated anything else because, it is kind of a trash movie. But I thoroughly enjoyed it for what it is.
Exactly.
And
that's the thing.
And it's weird saying this in a horror movie, but Russell Crowe is hilarious in that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why it deserves a nomination.
Yeah. And here's a fun one for all you number files out there. Number 5 is Scream 6.
Yes.
That one is, I'll say it, it's padding. Even more than Pope's Exorcist, this is padding.
This is
because Scream 6 is like, no, you're pushing it too far.
But like you said, there wasn't a lot of horror films in general this year. And wasn't bad, but it hinges on legacy
Yes.
for the main part.
Could we, would you, I'm not saying we're going to do it, but could you replace this nomination with Megan? Remember Megan? This creepy doll movie?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
That's a discussion we'll do on Patreon, I
That's
suppose.
a discussion, yeah.
And then, number 6, which I wasn't really sure, because, like I said, we don't really have a thriller category.
Yeah.
So this is more of a thriller, but, it's horror too. Knock at the Cabin. Very thought-provoking, very interesting little, micro-movie.
It's scary.
Yeah.
But in, a deep way.
Yeah. And it has...
That's why it's a horror film.
And it has a great performance by Batista.
Exactly. Surprisingly, to be fair.
Yeah, people like him
honest.
as an actor. He's really, really good. I haven't been convinced by him as an actor. He's fine, but here I thought he was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the material.
I think
really
so
helped.
too, yeah. But anyway, those are our genre nominations.
The big one here.
The big one. The movie of the year. The one that everyone else does their top 10 of. We didn't do top 10. We have a top 7. So these are the nominations, of course, for best movie are that's basically our top movies of the year list. But since we're doing it as an award show, one is going to come out on top.
Yes.
So I'm not even going to read them in the order we wrote them because I don't. It gives it away a little bit, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we have.
I'm not convinced.
Oh, me neither. Almost every one of these could win, but I'm pretty sure one is going to win.
I have 2 favorites.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on Patreon. Patreon.com/don'tmakesense.
How about you start with one and then I go with one?
Yes. Okay. So movie of the year nominations. Number 1, Killers of the Flower Moon. Obviously, we've talked about it already so many times.
Is there even a discussion?
Not really.
Then we have Godzilla -1.
For all the reasons we already discussed in the other categories.
To be fair, we've discussed all of these movies in previous categories.
Yes,
so.
there's nothing new here. Then we have John Wick 4. It might be a silly action movie, but it is undeniable filmmaking.
Oh, yes. Then we have The Hate Mutiny Court Martial.
Yeah. Once again, does so much with so little.
Yeah.
Then we have Asteroid City. Wes Anderson's sci-fi comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very strange, but very good.
Very, very good. Like I said, probably my favorite Wes Anderson movie at this point.
Yeah. Then we have Oppenheimer. No denying it's gonna be nominated.
Yes, please. For a while, this was my favorite movie of the year. My favorite year of the movie. Yeah.
And last but not least,
The Passenger. A little bit of a upset, a little bubbler, as we call it. But it is genuinely well-made and engaging and emotional, and it just, like I said, it really hits home for me, specifically. And probably other people, but since I am one of the 2 people doing this list.
We do not discriminate against smaller movies, not just the big ones.
Exactly.
We nominate anything that deserves it. No matter, how much money they put on it.
Yeah, or how many gift baskets they sent to the Academy, and whether
or how many famous people they can get to make posts on it on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
How many people they pay off to make YouTube videos.
It's not a popularity contest. This is straight
quality contest.
What is that called? When a culture is based on a meritocracy, where you're judged based on your performance.
Ah, yes.
And of course, when it comes to movies, that's very subjective. But hey, it's our awards show, so this is a straight up meritocracy. It's not a popularity contest. But those are all the categories and all the nominees in those categories for the Spoilerawards 2024.
Yes.
And like we said,
you will be able to cast your vote.
Yes.
on major platforms. We might even do it on Instagram. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, you deal with Instagram, I deal with
Yeah.
Twitter and YouTube. And of course on Patreon. So
Obviously.
yeah, so if you want to check,
And if you want to hear us talk more about specific of these movies, not just for the episodes that we already made on them, but just talk in general about all of these nominations and maybe sometimes explain why we nominated a movie even more, check out the Patreon episode coming this Monday. If you're watching this on the 26th.
Yes. And yeah.
Or 27th, I guess. Sorry. It's Friday.
I don't know the date yet for the actual Spoiler Awards. We're going to do it around the time of the Academy Awards. 2024. Do they have a date yet? They should have, right?
I think so. It's March 11th.
March 11th. Ooh. What day is that?
It's fucking Monday.
It's a Monday. So we're going to do ours on Saturday the 9th. We're going to be just before the Oscars.
10th.
No, that's a Sunday.
I think. Oh.
You said March the 11th.
Yeah.
That's a Monday.
Yeah, for us. But it's a Sunday for them. I think.
Oh, sure. Whatever.
Whatever.
Time zones.
We're doing it on the Saturday just before the Oscars. So, hey, we're not going to make you miss it.
Exactly. If you want to check out both, you can. But of course, ours is
superior.
Not only that we won't waste your entire evening with a 5-hour red carpet show before, we also have...
And then tons of stupid in-betweens and
cringeworthy interviews. No, we're just going to fucking go straight to the winners.
Yes.
We'll be done in an hour and a half.
If even,
yeah. But that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, and if you don't want to vote, you just want to tell us your opinions, do it down in the comment section on YouTube. What are your favorite movies of the year? If you just want to give us your favorite movie of the year, you know? Maybe there's some movies we missed and we have to add them to the nominations. Who knows?
Exactly.
But other than that, I want to say thank you so much for listening and watching. Once again, check us out on patreon.com/nomekascene, and we will see you in the next episode. But until then, have a good one. Bye! The Spoilercast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/nomekascene. Mom, Dad, Christopher Belén, Danny Del Gaiso, Mac and Mom, Laura Kinney, CK85.